Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. In today's speaking lesson, we are going to debate how best to staff a colony on another planet. We are going to work in groups to reach a decision and assign professions to each member of the group. We are even going to have to decide who gets to go to the colony and who gets left behind on Earth. This should be an exciting lesson, so let us get started right away. Please open your student books to page 239 and read along with me. The Earth Colony Debate. This is the scenario. The year is 2079. Planet Earth is on the brink of destruction. The United World Government, or UWG, nation states were abolished 30 years ago, has established a colony on Mars, but the technology is not very advanced yet, so it is only possible for a few refugees from planet Earth to escape there. The big question is, who will be allowed to escape to Mars? The UWG is holding a debate about which right professions will be needed in the new Earth colony to establish a new civilization that will be able to flourish in the Martian environment. That is a frightening scenario, is it not? We will need to discuss who gets to live on Mars. There are certain phrases which are important to use in discussions with many different voices and opinions. They help us to explain what we mean and to clarify the arguments of others. They include, "I'm sorry, I'm not quite with you." What I mean is, "Sorry, what do you mean?" Let me put it another way. "Excuse me, but I didn't understand what you were saying." We can use these phrases to clearly express ourselves and to listen respectfully to the views of others. This is especially important when we have strong opinions on a subject. It may also be helpful to employ the first and second conditional structures to reach a consensus. The first conditional structure expresses something probable or likely, such as, "If we do not have a doctor, who will look after our health in the new colony?" The second conditional structure is used to express something unlikely. For instance, you may ask, "How would a musician contribute to the colony?" Working in a group of 4 to 8 people, I would like you to discuss which professionals should be allowed to escape to Mars. Your group must agree to a final list which can only be as long as the number of members in your group. So, if your group has 6 people in it, only 6 different professionals may make the voyage. This should be a challenging topic. For example, you might all agree that the Mars colony should have doctors, but should it have botanists? Should it have soldiers or veterinarians? Go ahead and begin your discussions now.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. Did you manage to reach a decision about which professions get to go to Mars? There are certain professions which seem necessary to a Mars colony. As we previously discussed, without doctors, there would be nobody to maintain the health of the colonists. Similarly, without scientists and engineers, the colony would probably cease to function, since there would be nobody capable of fixing its complex systems. Without farmers, there would not even be any food to eat. On the other hand, there are many other professions that, while valuable in their own way, seem less important to a life on Mars. Soldiers, police, musicians, dancers, writers, actors, accountants, businessmen, and politicians are just a handful of examples of people who may or may not be critical to the survival of the colonists. I would be very interested to know what professions your group finally decided upon. Please assemble your groups again and assign one of your selected professions to each member of the group. If you cannot decide which student should be assigned a certain profession, draw lots or pick names from a hat. You must not have more than one person representing any one profession. This should not take very long, so I will be back in a few moments. Go ahead now.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, students. I hope that each member of your group has been assigned a profession. You are just in time because there has been a problem with the mission to Mars. It is almost time to abandon planet Earth. Unfortunately, the United World Government has been informed that there is less room on the spacecraft than was originally predicted. So one of the selected professionals must be left behind. Well, that is a big problem. One member of your group must be left behind on the Earth, while the others start a new life on Mars. Who will be abandoned? Will it be you? When this lesson has concluded, your group must decide who must be abandoned on the dying planet Earth. Each person must defend their profession and try to convince the others that they are vital to the success of the colony on Mars. You can also mention reasons why some of the other professions may be less important than yours. Use the correct language for clarification and explanation, and remember to listen respectfully to what everyone has to say. At the end of the discussion, you must vote to decide which professional must stay behind based on the speaker's reasoning. Then you can explain your group's decision to the rest of the class. In today's lesson, we have tried to determine which professions would be most important to a Mars colony. The next time we are together, we will discuss the Ethiopian film industry. Until then, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.